Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lavish Lifestyle. When it comes to rich people, we all know they adore luxury cars, expensive food, brand clothes, and insane mansions. Wealthy people have a different way of expressing themselves. They love art. Some of them have the most incredible collections of masterpieces. However, one of the most underrated forms of art is architecture. A home where its residents can feel more comfortable than anywhere else in the world. When you are wealthy and can afford everything you want, the absolutely gorgeous and insanely expensive house is a must-have for you. Everyone loves cool or crazy ideas when it comes to home designs, and there's no surprise that some of extravagant homes are equipped with heated driveways, helipads, and $150,000 bathtubs. However, this list of insane mansions includes not only the most expensive houses, some of them have huge sizes, and some of them are absolutely freaky and unusual. Today we're going to be talking about the most insane mansions in the world. Make sure you stay until the end because this information is really incredible. After watching this video, you will know about the most unusual, expensive, and freaky houses which exist in the world. Number 8. The Flintstones House, Malibu, California. The home inspired by pop culture. It is almost a replica of the house owned by the Flintstones family from the popular cartoon show from the 60s. This home would make you say yabba dabba doo like the famous expressions of Fred Flintstone. One would have the feeling of being a modern-day Fred. With the aura and design of this house, one look at it would make you think that it is a massive structure, but it is actually built using light materials combined with concrete. The inner walls are made of wood, while the ceilings use steel beams covered with concrete to get that rock-like appearance. It has one bedroom and two bathrooms that both make use of modern appliances despite retaining a prehistoric look. The interior design of the house used irregular shapes and stone colors, while the exterior really looked like real rock, especially that real stones were integrated to the concrete and scrubbed to expose it. The house came from the idea of architect Philip John Brown, who suggested to create a house that looked like a rock formation, since it is situated next to the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreational Area. The idea was then made real with this home. Aside from its impressive design, this home also offers a breathtaking view of the Pacific Ocean, Bonnie Mountains, and Los Angeles. This rocking house can be yours for $2.5 million. Number 7. Hearst Mansion, Beverly Hills, the Godfather Mansion. This mansion is really expensive, and this is the reason why it's added in our list. This Beverly Hills mansion has been advertised for sale at $165 million, 81.4 million euros, making it one of the most expensive residential property listed in the US. The former home of the US newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst has 29 bedrooms, 3 swimming pools, tennis courts, its own cinema, and a nightclub. He has decorated the property with statues brought north from his famous Hearst Castle in Saint Simeon and with life-size paintings of Davies. Mr. Hearst bought the H-shaped mansion in 1947 for about $120,000. In 2007, the state's current owner, who bought it in 1976, put the home on the market for $165 million. The home's buyer will have some notable neighbors, including Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes and David and Victoria Beckham. Number 6. Versailles, Florida, the largest luxurious family home ever built in the US. As we already started talking about luxury mansions, here we got the largest luxurious family house ever built in the US. This 30-bedroom mansion boasts its own bowling alley, roller skating rink, and Olympic-sized swimming pool to make it the largest family home ever built in the US. Timeshare mogul David Siegel and his former beauty queen wife Jacqueline began building the huge estate 3 years ago, but with almost 18 months of work still to be carried out on the property, they had put it on the market at $75 million. Experts believe a further $25 million needs to be spent before anyone can move in. As well as 30 bedrooms, the home would have 33 bedrooms with spectacular views over Lake Butler, about 20 miles from Orlando. the hand-built windows for the house costs more than 2 million euros, and other luxuries include a ballroom and a children's theater. There is a garage with enough space for 20 cars, 3 swimming pools, a large boathouse, 4 more gardens, and a one-story gatehouse with an apartment. There is also a baseball field, 2 tennis courts, a 60-foot by 120-foot grand hall with a 30-foot stained glass dome, 2 grand staircases, a 37-foot by 30-foot kitchen, 10 satellite kitchens, a 2-story wine cellar, and a rock grotto with 3 separate spas behind a 80-foot waterfall. All 33 full bathrooms have full-size jacuzzis, 160 triple-pane windows, and a Brazilian mahogany French-style doors that alone costs 2 million. Number 5. Star Trek Voyage House, Hinckley, Leicestershire. Let's talk about luxury a bit later. There's no wonder that wealthy people adore luxury houses, so it is more interesting to talk about something unusual. Have you ever heard about Star Trek Voyage House? No? So we are going to show you. The Star Trek Voyage House has built by Star Trek superfan Tony Align to replicate the interior of the Star Trek Voyager spaceship from the well-known sci-fi TV series. Fans can live long enough and prosper in this flat that comes complete with a vast array of LED lighting and plenty of video and audio effects to complete the experience. The property was put on the market recently for $100,000, putting it in the price range of most die-hard fans. The advert reads, "Calling all Star Trek fans. Have you always dreamed of having your own Voyager? The opportunity of buying this unique and extraordinary Star Trek Voyager flat replica has arisen. You will find all of the smallest details from the movie franchise. You will have your own transporter with the main command's control at the heart of this wonderful living space." Number 4. Upside Down House, Trossenheit, Germany. The aim of Topsy Turvy House was to give visitors a different view of everyday things. The things are really trippy. Sofas, the kitchen furniture, potted plants, and paintings are all inverted in this upside-down world, hanging above you as you stand on the ceiling. Inside the bathroom, you almost expect the water to come tumbling down from the upturned toilet. Even the curtains are pinned in such a way as to make you think that the gravity has gone and flipped you. From the outside, this gives the impression that the house somehow fell to earth and came to rest precariously on its roof. After just a few minutes inside the inverted interior of this upside-down house, it's not uncommon for visitors to experience an upwelling of giddiness that sends them stumbling to the nearest upturned exit. Number 3. Gehost House, Dalmy, France. It's not easy to describe this house in words. Designed by architects Berdeguer and Pages, this house is a renovated prison house. The haunting all-white exterior is made of polystyrene coated in light resin. So Berdeguer and Pages set about turning the building into an actual ghost house, or perhaps more correctly, the ghost of a house. By covering the entire house with blocks of polystyrene, they gave the building its chunky form. They then covered the whole thing with 2 coats of sprayed polyurethane resin, which provided a solid, waterproof skin. The naturally yellow resin was then painted white, creating the ghostly facade that appears to drip onto and merge with the ground below. The inspiration and the name for the Gehost House came from the French-American painter and sculptor Marcel Duchamp and his famous wordplay, "A guest plus a host equals a ghost." And on its new role as a visitor center, the Gehost House fulfills all 3. The art center is the host, the visitors are the guests, and both come together in what is now a strikingly ghostly house. Number 2. Antilla, Mumbai, the first billion-dollar luxurious home. Mukesh Ambani is the 5th richest man in the world and is the CEO of the Mumbai-based petrochemical giant Reliance Industries, and it is estimated to be worth somewhere in the region of $43 billion. He is also the owner to be of a 37-story skyscraper in downtown Mumbai that is to cost him a colossal $2 billion. His wife, Nita Ambani, was staying in the Mandarin Oriental in New York and was so impressed with the interior Asian-style decor that she wanted something similar for her to live in. What resulted from that is the world's largest and most expensive home ever. Every story in the Antela skyscraper home will be built to a different specification. The vast variation of materials to be used in its build has tremendously added to its overall cost. The meticulous planning that has gone into this architectural design is astounding, and once the 37-story tower is built, it will certainly become a spectacular sight for all eyes. Hirsch Badner Associates are the designers behind this project. Number 1. Transparent House in Tokyo, Japan. This house may freak you out. This is totally unusual, interesting, and looks unrealistic. That is why it takes the first place in our list. This house in Tokyo by So Fukimoto Architects, known as House NA, stands out with its modern and transparent style. The building is unlike its neighboring houses in its appearance and structure. The interior of the residence has hardly any walls. The house boasts large glass windows for plenty of daylight, but the downside seems to be a lack of privacy. Just about everything indoors is exposed to neighbors and passers-by. Well, probably it is impossible to have any kind of privacy in this house. However, those who like to gain the more eyeballs as it is possible, for bloggers for example, this is a really nice place to live. So, if you say you have nothing to hide, try spending a few nights in the see-through house located in Tokyo, Japan. On the bright side, there are plenty of positive features in this vertical living space to focus on, including its sleek, contemporary aesthetic with adventurous appeal. The design appears to mimic a tree without outright copying its appearance. There is also something about it that has the architectural feel of a bunk bed. House NA is the modern interpretation of an adult treehouse for permanent residence. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lavish Lifestyle channel. Let me know your opinion about this video in the comments section below.